No Man's Sky is not on there. That's for sure. We are live.
Well, the only good thing about it is that copy of No Man's Sky was at one point before it was lent to him covered in cat urine. So
we got him.
I'm not really paying attention. I'm sorry, guys. I can't multitask.
So
interview. We're live.
We are live.
You don't have to worry about it. We were just talking about cat pee.
I don't want.
Is that what I sound like?
All right.
Boom. Catches for Jeff.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. You know, that's why I don't do the countdown anymore. Go Nintendo Podcast. Episode 981. The Farigiraf.
Watch your mouth.
Farigiraf Podcast. I'll handle this one. Now that the brain waves from the head and tail are synced up, the psychic power of Farigiraf is 10 times stronger than Girafarig's. Oh my god, it's backwards from last week. Now I get it. It is 10 feet tall. It's 352 pounds. It is male and female. Category, this is a great category, long neck. Look at that long neck, bitch. Abilities include Armor Tail, the mysterious tail covering the Pokemon's head.
Toby Fox's Pokemon.
Oh, man, we're going to talk about him a lot today. That's very good. That's very good. The Pokemon's head makes opponents unable to use priority moves against the Pokemon or its allies. And boy, this is gross. The other ability is Cud Chew. When the Pokemon eats a berry, it will regurgitate that berry at the end of the next turn and eat it one more time. So you get double the health benefits. Pretty cool idea. Still gross. That's the end of the Pokemon section.
I don't know.
You don't know what?
Would you get double the health benefit from something like that? Because you're kind of throwing up the health benefit, eating it back.
In real life, yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is Pokemon. This is... I thought this was the news.
Oh my god. Let me do a quick scan here. Well, I know we're gonna have a jam-packed show. Quick scan. No Pokemon stories in the top stories this week. It just dawned on me. I was like, oh my god, I don't think there's a single one. And there is not. I'm sorry, dude, for your return. No Pokemon stories.
Well, it doesn't happen often.
We can talk about it more if you want in general. Do Michaels is here.
Uku.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Gotta celebrate. And Nikki Hill is here.
Sorry.
You gotta talk into this.
I know I'm working.
Nikki Hill is playing the part of Mom Brain today.
We all are. You did the Pokemon. You're doing soundboard, and I'm doing music. It
takes
takes three
men to be
to
one
do the
Mom
job
Brain.
of one woman.
Mom Brain is visiting family. She gone. So she just left this morning. Am I going to survive the whole week that she's gone? Let's find out together. I honestly don't know. You know who else is here? No. The one and only Josh Grobot is here. Josh, my friend, how are you doing?
I'm here to grace you with my presence.
Excellent, Josh. How you been? How's life? What's going on? What's new?
You're a sweaty.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, it is hot today in New Jersey, so we're all a little bit sweaty. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Josh, do you get hot? I mean, I know you can run hot, but... And you are hot.
Duty, bro.
Only when you play Call of Duty.
So great. Thanks for asking.
You're welcome. And, of course, George is here, too. George, how are you doing?
George, no.
How you feeling? How's life? What have you been up to?
My lines are sweating.
I mean, I know, George, I keep it warm in the house because now I'm a cold bitch all the time, so I apologize. But isn't that warm weather good for limes?
Only when you want to make a pie.
Mm.
Key lime, probably, yeah.
Key lime is just a type of lime, correct?
Yeah.
So can you have...
Correctamundo.
Can you just have a lime pie?
I mean, you can have a lime anything if you want.
I feel like I'm asking the best and worst person this question.
Casserole,
Mm.
a lime
Lasagna?
lasagna, lime sandwich.
Lime sandwich.
What else can we do? That's yeah.
Lime stroganoff.
Little lime S.
A lime steak sandwich.
Lime steaks. What did I see steak related
salmon,
yesterday? It was so weird.
Salmon limes.
Okay, George. Thank you. Let me get to
They do chicken franchise with lemon, right? So you make some with lime, and you have chicken George.
Chicken
That's all.
George. Hello, Malik, Halo, and Red Souza, and key lime, lime egg salad, says Malik Halo. Key lime opens the lime door. 8-bit Lego, and Nico Daruni, and Ice Dilber, and 10 Division, and Nick, oh boy, Darmani, and William, and Tall Show, and Nightwind. And sorry, I'm just getting into the chat now. E17. E17 says insanely hot here today as well. Honestly, I don't really like it. Drake says wherever they are was 89 degrees, but it feels like 100 degrees. Yeah, we're in for a hot week. We're getting weather warming.
Fire Emblem, get it?
Hey.
I was looking for a heat, but yeah.
No, you got it. You got it. Dr. Wily's on there. You could do Dr. Wily because Heatman is a guy in the Mega Man series.
Oh, here we go.
There,
I
perfect.
thought it was the Toasty. That's the other one. It's the Candy Crush one.
Yes, that is tasty though. So
Son of a.
I like how you played the perfect one. You're like, not what I meant.
Yeah, that's one of those Berenstain Bears, the Streisand effect.
That's right. That's funny. I just not Streisand, but Mandela.
Thank you.
Streisand is you want a thing to go away, and by saying you want it to go away, it becomes bigger. Mandela is we live in alternate timelines. It's funny. My cousin just mentioned that while we were playing Fortnite, but why? We were talking about whatever. I don't remember what it was. Son of a bitch, that's going to bother me. But yes, Streisand effect. Hello, Outlaws, and Mandela effect, and the Carbonaro effect, and trying to think of other effects. Side effect.
The Doppler effect.
Doppler effect. Is that an effect?
It is. Yeah. That's when like a car drives by you with its radio on or whatever.
Got it.
Goes,
The side effect is a wrestling move as well as just a regular thing. So that's double. What other effect? I feel like there's special effect.
The butterfly effect.
Butterfly effect. That's a good one. That's a Tetris effect. Yes, 10th Division. There you go. I've never heard of lime effect, radical defect, but I'll take it. Nico Drunia says, George, what about toasted limes? How you feel on that?
Love me some toasted limes when I want them toasted.
I'm
Not in this heat. This heat is toasting my limes, and I'm not happy about it. I want these limes raw.
Dew and Nikki, it's great to have you here. I've been solo show for the last 2 weeks. It's lovely to have friends and co-hosts
What
back
about
in action.
chopped lime meat?
Well, yes, of course, George and Josh were both here, and I thank them last 2 shows. But it's nice to have some other people sitting at the table. So,
Did you say last week? This is the first time I've done a solo show back to back, but it's also the second time that you've done solo shows back to back, right? Didn't you do like a couple back to back solo shows during the COVID period?
is this a double bit?
No.
Because
Did you just
on
say
the
that?
podcast when I said that last week, I was like, I'm sure some podcast nerd is going to be like, actually episode 247
Yeah.
and 240. So that's why I was asking if it was a double bit.
But I'm trying to just clarify, right?
I don't remember. I've done 800 and
really, even
900.
when we're sitting here, it's a solo show, and we're just kind of here to watch in person.
I'm trying to tell you.
By the way, if anyone-
981. I've
no
done
one knows this,
981 episodes. I don't
You
remember.
and I pay to sit here and get a front seat.
Well, what he's not saying is
It's worth every penny.
Sexual favors. All right. Time is an illusion. Time is a flat circle. Boys' night is right. Radical defect. Okay. So I've already mentioned this a little bit on Patreon. I'm giving everybody a warning. Nina, warning.
I thought that was like a donkey.
This is going to be an episode filled with the rants, good rants and bad rants and raves and whatever. So just be prepared. There's a whole bunch of things I really want to jump into because I'm excited and I'm not excited and whatever. We'll get to it as I go through the show. I don't remember all of them, but they'll hit me. Oh, man, it's been a while since I've done a show with people.
It's been a while.
Okay. Perfect. Spot on. Spot on. All right. Yes, there's that. Before I get into the regular stuff. You two, you haven't been here for a couple of weeks. Outside of talking about stuff you played on Switch 2, which you obviously talk about later, is there anything you would like to talk about?
You got anything, Nikki Hill?
Thinking. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean,
I watched the Minecraft movie. That's video game related.
Oh, one of our friends just texted me today and asked if I saw it, and I said no, I didn't have any interest. Please fill me in. New on Max as of yesterday.
I got to tell you, I'm gonna play the game.
Chicken jockey.
I'm gonna finally play Minecraft.
Really?
No, I'm just. This is a bit.
Jack Black's skin is in the game though, so
is it?
yeah,
Nice.
it is. Yeah, they added like a Minecraft movie skin pack. I'm sorry, they added a Minecraft movie skin pack in Minecraft. I hate that it's called a Minecraft movie.
Yeah,
I just don't mind. I don't like that the Super Mario Brothers movie
they're
is the Super
separated.
Mario Brothers
They're
movie.
separated. So that is the Super Mario Brothers movie. This is just a movie that incorporates Minecraft, right?
for me, it was more that it's a Minecraft movie and not the Minecraft
Because
movie.
there's going to be a sequel,
There's gonna-
obviously.
well,
so
or
what do you call the
maybe
second
not-
one?
Maybe it's not a sequel though. Maybe it's another story in that world.
So what do you call the second one then?
Then you call it Minecraft
Another
2.
Minecraft movie?
Yeah. Well, it's like Knives Out, a Knives Out story or whatever they say.
Yeah, but the benefit of that is everybody wants to forget the second one. So third one's coming.
What did I just watch? I just watched something too.
Oh, hold on. I want to hear about the Minecraft movie.
I've never played the game. I don't know. I have no idea how close
It's all about Jack Black.
it is. I'm a big fan of Jack Black and his antics, and like the whole movie is like his antics. So I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I wasn't expecting to like it at all.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it was fine. Do I recommend it to anybody? No, I really don't. But I'm not being mean. Like, it wasn't bad, but
Well,
it wasn't good.
Too late for that because it was a huge hit.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm good for people who liked it. I mean, I got nothing against it.
Just watching the trailer, it made me think like I like Jack Black. I've liked him for a long time. I like him a little bit less because he's just like he's on so much. Like he's just always on and on and on and on,
Whoa.
on and on and on and on and on. Whoa. And I was afraid that like since he is like a main like he's in the Jumanji movies, but he's
Yeah.
not playing like Jack Black.
Right.
He's got a character and he's playing somebody else's character, which worked really well in that movie. This, he's just like free reign, go for it.
He's playing Jack Black.
And
in
I was
this. He might
concerned
as well
that
be
like
called
he's
Jack.
gonna get to a point where I'm just like I'm over him now. Like he's too much.
Well, I like him, but yeah, I'm over him too, which is why I'm not like. It's funny because of him, I was able to watch the movie probably, but I also could have taken it or left it, and I'm not. His shtick is to the point where even though that's why we fell in love with him, it's like we've seen it, so it's not like I'm missing anything, and they're just applying it to a Minecraft skin at this point because it's literally like him doing his thing. And then I got nothing against Jason Momoa, but he's got like a shtick going in this movie too. That's kind of like, hey, like go back to when you couldn't speak English, Khal Drogo. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
More like Jason Momoa.
oh,
Yeah.
Got him. Get ready. It's gonna be a
Oh, man,
feisty
that works
episode.
on so many levels.
But yeah, I mean, it
I don't
was.
want no Moa, just
It's-
Jason Momoa.
Mhm.
It's what you're thinking. So, if you were not going to watch the movie, I would say don't watch it. And if you were going to, then I would say do it because it's exactly probably what you think the movie's going to be.
Radical Defect says, I had infinite respect for Jack Black until he threw KG under the bus about something. Then everything changed. What did he throw him under the bus about?
I think
There was that incident that
I think they're referencing
the political thing that
Yeah.
went down.
on
Okay.
stage
Which I don't know if that
assassination
was a-
attempt thing.
throwing him under the bus. That was
I
take,
didn't.
like,
Hey, I didn't say.
right? I don't
I didn't say.
know. Okay.
Oh,
Sounds
okay.
good.
That's it. All right. You said you want
I mean,
something. You want to talk about?
No, I
Okay.
I mean I don't know if I want to. That
Well, I need you to figure it out.
Kwan, that movie
Yes.
Love Hurts that he did. That was
Yes.
like that was gonna be like a nobody or like a
Yes.
it's
John Wick
not good.
I'm
I
not
watched
surprised.
it on a flight.
didn't look good.
Yeah, I just kind of had some hope that like it would still be like fun to watch, and the writing was pretty awful, which may have been like if some people might like it, that may have been the point, and I just missed the point. I need things to just be like very direct for me. Don't be tongue in cheek or something, because I'm probably not going to enjoy that. I just want
Well,
I want my media.
I told you what you'd
in my
enjoy.
face.
I want my
I'll
media
watch
in
it.
my
I'll
face.
watch it. I promise I'll watch it. I was on a flight.
It's typical
That
Hollywood.
wasn't on a flight.
Typical Hollywood. Kihei Kwan gets popular again, and they're like, "Let's get him front and center in something to take his career back 20 years again."
Yeah.
And then
It's just like,
thought he was great in Loki.
I mean, I thought he was phenomenal in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
That's what
And
brought
that
him back.
And that was also that was, martial arts and stuff. All the fighting is so sloppy, and the story is so campy, which again, that might be the point, because it's so campy. There's no way that they just were taking
The
it seriously.
trailer made it look like it was camp.
Pampies. Yeah, that's what I got.
But
what's the name of it again?
Love Hurts.
I'm just curious to see what
the ratings
reviews
are.
are.
Awful, yeah.
Because I got no idea.
It's got such little
Hello.
popcorn and no
oh my
tomatoes.
goodness! It's got 19 popcorn from critics, but 61 from audience.
Tomatoes from critics. Critics are tomatoes.
I'm sorry. It's got 19 slime from critics and 61 popcorn from audience. Kihei Kwan stars as Marvin Gable, a realtor working. I'm out.
Yep.
I mean, I love the man. I hope he does extremely well. I want him to be in everything and anything. I want him to make boatloads of money. I'm just happy that he's back and doing things. Great for him. Took him way too long. I don't like Everything Everywhere All at Once, but I thought he was fantastic in it. Absolutely loved him in it. Felt the same for Loki. Really liked him in that role. So all the roles to him. Every dinner roles, movie roles, every kind of role. All right.
Chubby rolls.
Crunchy rolls. Yes.
Oh, somebody just told me about a new show.
You reminded me. Yes.
A new show from the people who did Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Or not a show, maybe it's a movie that's on Netflix. Same animation company or something. I don't know.
I don't know anything about it off the top of my
I
head.
don't know anything about
There's
it.
a Korean animated movie on Netflix that I want to see that I keep forgetting to
came out?
watch. It just got added like a couple weeks
That might be,
ago. I don't know. Man, now I want to know. All right. We have one thing to do before we get into Patreon stuff. I got a press kit this week, and I'd like to show it off as I want to be thankful. It's from Limited Run Games, so thank you to them. As I always say, apparently everybody at Limited Run Games likes me, except the person who doesn't like me, I guess, forgot that they don't like me, and they're not paying attention. So the company's been great. I got a press kit for Gex Trilogy. If you don't know, Gex, the 3 original Gex games are back. You could get them on Switch. You could play it on Switch too because it's backwards compatible, or any platform, whatever. But it's all 3 Gex games.
Was
and
it
yes,
originally on PlayStation?
PlayStation. It was originally on the 3DO.
Can you
Then
play
it went to PlayStation, and then it was
Is this
PlayStation 2,
playable
Xbox.
on the 3DO?
No, because this is a digital release, although there is a physical release through Limited Run. But anyway, they sent me a press kit. They sent, I'm not going to open it, but it's a little like USB jump drive with the Gex logo on it, or the Gex Trilogy logo. They sent me a nice Gex sticker, maybe for my water bottle. They sent me, I can't show that. Now this is cool. An old like PlayStation 1 style jewel case,
cool.
the big box style
That's what I was
case. That's
wondering,
really
yeah.
awesome.
I'll never make
It's
fun
Limited
of
Run?
old
It is
school
Limited
packaging
Run,
again.
yes.
Very cool.
Is this from Limited Run? Sorry. Or is this from
I've
the
said it
company?
multiple times. Yes, Limited Run.
I know, I'm not paying
This is published by Limited Run. The game and the physical version of the game is published by Limited Run. It is all Limited Run. It uses their Carbon engine to bring back old school games to today's audiences. So
Just holding one makes me feel
right? Very nostalgic. Yep, I agree. Now this is cool. Gex sunglasses, because Gex is a big sunglass wearer, because they were cool and they're always cool. So if I don't really wear sunglasses because I don't go outside, but when I do, I'll be wearing my Gex sunglasses.
Now, is this the same?
Now is this Limited
Is this
Run
the
game?
same? This is the same guy, the gecko that later got a job with Geico.
No, they are not, and that's racist actually. So
Why is that racist? I thought he just.
because all
Moved
geckos
up.
look the same to you. No, this is the gecko voiced by. This is the one fact I always bring up about it.
Oh,
World's
Steve
greatest
Urkel?
comedian. No.
Oh, George. What's his name?
Well, I'm
When?
Squidward.
No, what's that guy? George Lopez. No,
No.
George
Lopez.
it's your,
No.
no, you said the world's greatest comedian. Who else
Oh.
do you think is
Well,
great?
I also think yes. I think George Lopez can be funny, but I don't think he's funny. Now, this other person I legitimately do not think is funny.
Gallagher,
I think Gallagher's funny. The real Gallagher.
Sam Kinison.
No, he was funny.
Who did the voice?
Oh, this is
Oh, do you
driving
want
me
me?
crazy?
I'll tell
'cause
you.
I
We don't
You
have.
know it?
No, I'm trying to think.
This
of
can
who it
end
was.
as soon as you want it to. I'm
'Cause
not torturing you. You tell me when you give up.
Is this
It's like Dennis Leary or something.
No, but right first letter of the first name.
Dennis Miller?
No.
That would be the right name. Don Rickles.
They have Simpsons ties.
Oh man, it's not Dane Cook.
No, but that first name is even closer to this person's first name.
Donan O'Brien.
Same.
Dean Kane.
Dean Cain, my favorite comedian, Dean Cain.
Well, you said you didn't find him funny.
That's true. First name is the same amount of letters as Dean.
So it's got to be Dave.
It is not Dave. First name could be a male or female
Drew
name.
Carey? No way.
No.
Wow, that's amazing.
Dax Shepard.
That's
No,
great. Same letters. How do you spell Dax? D-A-X-X?
it's the same letters as Dean.
I said same amount of letters. And it could be a male or female's name.
Dory.
You know a guy named Dory? Man, I could keep going with
This
his.
is amazing how many we're coming up with,
Right?
actually.
I thought when we got to it's
is-
4 letters and it could be a male or female name, and you already know most of the letters in Dave are correct. At least half of the letters in Dave
Dale.
are correct. It's not Dale. Go ahead. I'll let you finish that thought. Tell me the comedian Dale.
What's the name? This is driving me
Comedian
crazy.
Dale Cooper. This is great.
Jeff Foxworthy.
Now what?
No, it's a-
right amount of letters.
Starts with a D, 4
This
letters.
is my wife, Jeff.
It could be a man or a woman's name.
Deborah.
4 letters.
Deborah.
DRB.
Deb with 2 B's.
DRB. Yeah, you can't even do it.
What is it?
I
DBRH.
can't even think of other names other than Dane, Dean, or Dave.
Dane is so ridiculously close to the name.
Dame.
It's a female.
Dale. Dave.
Dane. The name is 2 syllables, and you've said the first syllable.
Dana.
Oh,
Not
Carvey?
Dana Carvey.
Nope.
Dana Gould.
Yes, Dana Gould. We got there. Dana Gould.
I am impressed.
Dana Gould is the voice. Yes, very not funny in my opinion, and he was perfect for Gex because Gex just throws out all kinds of puns that are not funny at all, in my opinion. Maybe there's some in there that got a little chuckle from me at the time, but still. But anyway, here's the coolest part of the press kit. Unfortunately, the packet. Oh, it's gotten better. I was trying
It's
to
a
get it.
cameo from Dana Gould.
The press kit got sent with this thing, which you think is just like like a instructional booklet or whatever, and it was unfortunately bent, but it's getting better. But look at this. I'll show it to you guys first. This is really cool.
Oh. Wow.
Inside, it has a screen, and when you open it up, it plays the trailer for Gex Trilogy.
What?
And it has volume controls and start and stop, and it has a USB port to recharge it so it never dies. And they sent me a USB cord with it as well. So I was like, that's really cool. So it's got like the full extended trailer. What a cool piece for a press kit. I love it.
Not bad.
And now I can't. Somebody will get this into press and it'll go to somebody else. And you mark my words, in like a week, it'll be like somebody got Doom running on the Gex Trilogy screen that came with the press kit. I guarantee. But thank you to Limited Run Games. We talked way more about that than I bet you were expecting. And they didn't ask me to talk about it. It's press kits. It's fun stuff. So Gex Trilogy. And
we didn't really talk about that as long as we talked about names starting with D.
I think we've talked more about, well, I guess actually talking about Dana Gould was a little portion of time, but it was related to Dana, and I think that's the most anyone has ever talked about him in the entire world. Gex Trilogy, it's on Switch and Switch 2. It's on everything. You can get a physical version. I think pre-orders are still open for physical. I might be wrong on that.
Something
But
that you knew was coming out and everything. And is it forgive me if you said this, are they remakes or are they just remastered?
They are not remakes. They're not. I think they have some quality of life features added in, but very like bare bones quality of life. These are meant to be like retro re-releases. They obviously run great and all that stuff, but it's not like they didn't go in and clean up. It might be higher resolution or something, but it looks as it looked back in the day.
But they didn't re-record all of Dana Gould's bits.
They did not, but all the Dana Gould bits are in there. And plus, if you had these games and you lived in the UK, Gex in the first I forget what it is, but Gex in 2 of the games was voiced by somebody else, not Dana Gould, and 1 of the games by another somebody else. And Limited Run just announced they're doing a free update to add in the performances from those actors as well. So if you're very familiar or fond of the UK version, you'll be able to play those as well. So that's pretty cool. I imagine that's coming as a free update because there was some licensing that took way longer than they expected to get done, and it just got done now. So, but Dana Gould is there, if that's how you remember it, and that is how I remember it, because I remember way back in the day when Gex came out on the 3DO, and it was a new platformer, and I was like, I want to play this so bad, but the 3DO was like $700, $800, and I had like nothing else, but I really wanted to play it, so I never got to play it until what did I play it on? And it wasn't long ago. I forget what I played it on, but I finally got to play there.
You never emulated it back in the heyday of
no, at that time when we were doing emulation, when I was doing emulation, like PlayStation was the system that was out at the time. So
yeah, that's right.
But I did play the other 2 Gex games because I'm a platformer fan, and they had some decent platforming. And just Dana Gould, I don't know if he was writing his own jokes or whatever. He's like, I've been involved with The Simpsons. I got the jokes here. And it was, again, there are moments that make you laugh, but it's very Dennis Miller humor, where it's like, very specific celebrity, jokes that he knows from going to dinner with these people, and except he's not saying, Dana Gould doesn't say like cha-cha or anything after it.
It's all just name drop.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like, this is, I'm gonna screw it up, so I'm not gonna do it. It just throws like 3 or 4 celebrity names out there.
Yeah, or it could be like that dates it because he maybe he makes a reference to like Jurassic Park or something. Doesn't he do like a James Bond?
Yeah, all of it. Yep.
All that kind of stuff. And
because the games themselves are nothing but riffs on popular media at the time. Like all 3 Gex games are references to pop culture, that like beginning to end. That's what they're about. So the first game is literally like going inside of a TV and like collecting TV remotes, and you're in like different sets of TV shows and stuff. So, I like that idea, but
you like the games, you just didn't like the voice acting, basically.
They're not amazing. They're fine platformers. I enjoyed the first one. I remembered the second one, and I rented it, and I remember being like, yeah, that's a rental. Like, I'm glad I didn't buy that, but it wasn't a bad game. Like, it's a fun weekend or whatever. But and third, I barely remember. I really don't remember anything about the third one. But by the third one, like Dana didn't have any jokes in the first game. So by the third one, it's like, oh, this is really bad. But if you never played those games, or you have fond memories of them, you can get your limited run copy right now. Hop on the Switch eShop. All right. Did you know that you can join the GoNintendo Patreon
for $1?
For $1. Many people did. Thank you. And we have the post that I posted up this week that I want to talk about. First things first, I talked about Doctor Who. So Doctor Who, the current Doctor Who, the current series, the 2024.
I didn't mean to hit that.
The 2024 season was the beginning of BBC and Disney working together, where Disney was funding the season. And RMC was like, I've always wanted to get into Doctor Who. My parents watched Doctor Who when I was a kid. They watched it on PBS, and they watched like the old episodes. And I saw things here and there, but I didn't really like get into it because I was a little kid. So I always wanted to get into it. I always heard how popular it was. I've always been like, not jealous of, but like sad that I wasn't part of UK pop culture in the sense that Doctor Who was very big for them and extremely popular. So I was like, I'm going to get in on the new season. So I watched it. And it's got, I don't know how to pronounce the actor's name, but I love the guy. He's like one of the few things I liked in Sex Education. His name is like Ncuti, and I don't know how to say that. I'm sure somebody in the Discord can help me out.
know.
But I was like, oh, him is the Doctor. That's pretty cool. So
Hims is the doctor.
Hims is the Doctor. So I watched the first season, or as our British friends would say, series, and I was like, there were a couple episodes where I was like, that was a good episode, and there were many more episodes where I was like, I don't know if I like this. But there was something about Doctor Who in general that I liked. So then I watched the second series, which just wrapped a couple weeks ago. And I was like,
He likes it.
they're like the bones of what Doctor Who is.
Wow.
I enjoy. He's a Time Lord. He can travel throughout time. He's the last of the Time Lords, and he has a companion that goes with him. And the companion,
The last of the Time Lords. How many have there been?
well, I don't know because I haven't. I've only seen 2 series so far. But oddly enough, in the second series, there is someone who is a pseudo Time Lord. So they're not like, as far as my understanding was, they're not really a Time Lord, but they're a Time Lord. Whatever. But I don't know. My knowledge in
more
Doctor
years
Who
of
is
Time Lord medical school will get you that promotion.
And he brings a companion with him. A companion is someone he finds like on his adventures, and they join him for some of the adventures. And then whatever happens. They leave, or he leaves.
Time
or
Lord
whatever.
needs a time lady. I get it.
Also, this is not related to the NES game Time Lord, which I did own back in the day, and was about a guy traveling through time. So anyway, I watched the second season, and I guess we're far enough out from it now. I'll give you a spoiler warning here. I'm not going to go into great detail, but here is a spoiler warning. This season ends with the current Doctor leaving. Now, Doctors leaving in Doctor Who is not a new thing. Doctors leave, or the Doctor regenerates, and the Doctor regenerates into a new Doctor. That happens in the series throughout history. That's a regular thing. But this current Doctor, this was only his second season. And what was it, like 8 episodes in both seasons? So 16 episodes, and he's already out. And I'm like, what the hell? One of my favorite parts of the show, and he's already leaving. And he regenerated into someone that was a companion for the Doctor like 20 years ago. And I was like, oh, this would probably be a cool moment if I was more familiar with this, but I recognized that was a previous actor, whatever. I was just really disappointed. So now it's like, he left the show because of this reason. He left the show because of that reason. He was always planned to leave, and like all this, what the truth is, who the hell knows? But I know this season, these 2 seasons got a lot of pushback for being like so quote unquote woke, because the Doctor is very about like loving everyone and being kind to people, and like,
and he wasn't like
being
that in
expressive.
the previous,
Well, my
seasons.
understanding is the Doctor's personality changes. So there's no Doctor where he's like, I hate gay people, I hate black people. I want to stress that. But there are Doctors that are more like bitter or anything like that. But this one, he's very now. And I appreciated that about it. And it wasn't like that was the storyline. The story wasn't like the woke Doctor is woke. It was just like the Doctor is gay, and the Doctor like dresses how he wants and like appreciates everybody for who they are. But those aren't the storylines in the show. It's just his personality traits. And I guess that rubbed some people, some horrible people, the wrong way. Radical Defect, yeah. He says they definitely did. See, I don't know how to say his name. They definitely did the guy dirty, is what he's saying. And I kind of feel like that, because becoming the Doctor is a huge deal. At least, in the UK it is. When you're the actor picked to portray the Doctor, that's like a very big role. And he's in and he's out. Kindness is woke. That's right. But anyway, the show ended, and I was very disappointed.
He was
because I
planning
like,
to leave, you said? I'm just confirming. You said he was like that.
No,
this is
no, I
supposed-
did
He's
not say
black
that.
and he's gay. And
I
that's
did.
why
I said
they
there
got
was.
him out of there.
There's like rumors or story, like people say, oh,
We don't know officially what happened. We know that there's talk of he was always planned to leave. There was talk of he was never planned to leave. There was there was talk of he left because of how crappy things became. Whatever. Here's the other thing.
But they did whatever they did. They got him out of there, and then they brought back an old favorite. To make
That's what
sure
people are
everybody
saying,
feels
yes.
Those
good
ratings,
about
gotta
it.
get
Like
those people-
that's
But to be-
what makes me
But
think.
to be fair, on top of that, the ratings for the show have been going down, and the ratings for this season were lower than the season before, which makes me upset. But regardless of all that, I'm like, I don't know if I like Doctor Who, the show, because I want to like it, and there are things that I like, but
It's okay not to like something.
no, I know it. I'm not like up. I have no problem being like, I don't like it, and it's not for me, because like I've had shows where I give every show the first season, and I'm like, no, I didn't like Succession. I'm like, great show, very well acted, beautifully shot, wonderful, this, that, or the other thing, but it's not for me, and I'm not going to watch it anymore. That's fine. With Doctor Who, I'm torn because I'm like, I like this and that and the other thing, and I also don't like this and that, and I'm very confused about it.
But what
and
if
I
you
like,
but
want to get to the place of liking it more.
if what you like
Yes.
is the actor who's being removed from it,
Well, that's one of the things I like. That it's not all the things I like.
and like but the things that you don't like are like some of the writing or like the storytelling, like the way it's definitely not a show for everyone. It's got like a big cult following. It's like a niche thing.
Well, in the
for
UK,
people, right?
for a long time, it was the #1 show in general. It wasn't like a cult following then. It
Right.
was the #1 show for a number of years. Now it's fallen on rougher times. People are still watching, but not like they used to.
Like there
But
was a spin-off years ago. I mean, there's been a
Dr.
lot of
Ware?
spin-offs.
Mr. Who.
I can't remember. It was like the
High
name of it
cumulative.
was like the name of a place or something, and I had no idea that it was a spin-off. It was like Wormwood or Ringwood or Ringworm,
Ringworm, definitely.
Tapeworm. I've got worms, and so I remember watching that and being like, "Oh, like people were liking this. I wanted to check it
Torchwood.
out," and I couldn't get into. Yes, Torchwood.
Torchwood
good.
says Drake and cumulative and 8-bit.
Thank you. Oh boy.
So Torchwood is a Doctor Who spinoff.
I think it's like takes place in that world, and it's British, and like the Brits do things a little different. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just sometimes it's a little bit. You have to like. It's an acquired taste, I suppose.
Yes. So that's the thing I want to find out, because the bones and structure of Doctor Who I appreciate, but I'm like, maybe do I not like the production of it?
Torchwood is an anagram of Doctor Who. Alucard is Dracula backwards.
TORC.
I'm gonna take Dre Gamer's word on that. I'm not gonna question it.
So anyway,
Is it wrong?
I was like, here's what I'm gonna do. I always had intended to do this, but now that I've got the first two or the most recent seasons under my belt, I'm gonna go back and watch modern Doctor Who. So Doctor Who was on in this, I want to say 60s and 70s, and then died in the 80s, and then they brought it back later. There was like a TV movie or something, but they brought it back officially in 2005. I said, I want to start 2005 and watch those series. I'm like, I'm on the treadmill. There's usually at least one day where I don't have anything lined up to watch. I'll watch. So I've watched a couple episodes, and everything that I like is still there, but everything that I don't like is still there. So now I'm like, okay, now I'm getting a better understanding of what Doctor Who is. And I'm like, I apologize in advance. This is the best way I can explain it. Doctor Who is like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? And I mean, like, in the quality of writing and style and approach and humor, it feels almost exactly like that to me. And I'm like, this is interesting that so many people were like, yeah, I really like this. But I've seen episodes of Doctor Who that I was like, man, that was a really good episode. But those episodes for me are far and few between. So I wrote about Doctor Who because I'm starting and I'm going to watch, and we'll see where it goes. And like the current Doctor that I'm watching, not the current Doctor, but the Doctor in the season that I'm watching, I like, and he's got a little bit of an edge to him, and he's a little like, I don't want to say whiny, but he's a little bit bitter at points, and I appreciate that. It adds some layers to his character. So I like the Doctor. Huh?
Is it the old guy with the scarf?
No, that's the original guy.
Oh, was it?
My dad had a scarf exactly like that because of Doctor Who. There's a picture of him dressed exactly like Doctor Who, but just like for normal, not like a Halloween or anything. I'm gonna say his
He was once
name
on a
wrong, I'm
flight,
sure.
And somebody was sick, and they said, "Is there a doctor?" And somebody sitting next to him was like, "Oh, this man." and your dad was like, "Oh no, I just like to watch one on TV."
I watch one. I'm not a doctor, but I watch one on TV. Tony says Eccleston. I don't know if that's how you say his name, but I know that's the doctor I'm watching. They say that Doctor is fantastic and a great start to the Doctor. The scarf is the fourth Doctor, I believe. Yeah, I like this Doctor. So there he is. There he is in the Discord right now. So it's such an interesting show to me because I'm so mixed on my feelings. But if anything, that intrigues me more because I'm sure. Here's the thing: like I would never ever tell anyone to watch Doctor Who. Like I tell people to watch stuff all the time. I can't think of a single person I would tell to watch it because I'm so mixed on it. I don't know what to make of it. But my mom likes Doctor Who, but she was watching since, the show originally started. My aunt really likes Doctor Who. And my one cousin is like kind of where I am with Doctor Who. So I don't know. So I wrote about it, but I'm going through the journey and I appreciate the journey in and of itself.
Did you watch the TLC show Virgins?
I watched the first episode.
And
It
He's
was
not a
very
virgin anymore.
It was very hard to watch, but also
I
don't want to say enjoyable,
I think
but
I think it's pretty
interesting.
I think they could have been very disrespectful.
Yes,
and I think
did
they
like
were
that.
they were handling it well.
I did like that, and I agree with that. If you're looking to watch Doctor Who and you're in the States, Max, which will soon again be HBO Max, has all of the modern seasons. So I'm going to say there's 14 seasons on there that will take you up to where Disney is now. And whether Disney renews the deal, I don't know. The future of Doctor Who is up in the air, which of course it is, because as soon as I start watching after 20 plus years, they're like, oh, maybe we won't do it anymore. So whatever. But if you want to go on that journey as well, go on HBO Max. So there's that. I also talked about Father's Day because I spent the day with my father and my mother.
Was he
And
dressed like Doctor Who?
can't remember what he was wearing, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't wearing that. I'm going to text my mom to get that picture.
He doesn't remember either. He slept through it, didn't he?
My dad? No,
Yeah.
he was awake the whole time
Sorry.
because we played Switch 2.
Sorry, Mr. Meat.
I brought the Switch
Mr.
2
Boy.
over, and they played Switch 2 Welcome Tour and got really into it.
Didn't
Like,
you just play it at a family party?
they played, my mom played once, my dad played once, maybe like a minute long each, but they were letting everybody else play. So they played all of like the mouse mode mini games, and they were getting very competitive with each other, and it was very funny to see. But we spent like an hour and a half doing that, and then my dad played Mario Kart.
Parents play or it didn't happen.
That's what my dad said while we were there.
Yeah.
He's like, this is like parents play, except I can curse all I want. And I was like, you can curse, and did curse on
Beep,
parents
beep.
play. But he played Mario Kart World, and he played with motion controls. It did markedly better with motion controls. He played a whole cup, like a whole cup, which I'm proud of him. He played a whole cup and enjoyed it. And he played motion controls, and he got 8th overall. For someone that doesn't play video games, pretty good. Like, that's a pretty good start.
Yeah.
So,
Out of 9?
out of 24.
Out of 8.
Out of
Okay.
out of 9. Out of 7 somehow. So yeah, 8th place was pretty good. But I wrote about that because it was a great time.
Forgive me. I haven't played it yet. Was that online, did you say?
No, he was playing against computer people.
And there's 24 on
Yeah.
the computer. How'd they fit that many in that computer?
Tracks are well. Switch 2, the power of Switch 2.
You're making them do all that on the TV screen?
So I wrote about that, had a great time. I also wrote about Xbox and PlayStation. I don't know if you've heard of them, but Sony makes a PlayStation and Microsoft makes the Xbox, and they're both
Oh,
video
still
game
doing
systems.
that?
And
I
I
believe
wrote, I know I touched on this a while ago, but now there was even more reason to do it. I wrote asking people, what the fart is going on with these companies? What is going on? I feel like I'm in bizarro world where these companies don't know what they're doing anymore with video games. Like, Dew and I have talked about it at length with Sony and the PS5, where like 6 months ago, if not more than that, they were like, we're focused on the PS6, baby. And we were like, what do you mean? We're like halfway through the PS5, and the PS5 has been, in our opinion, a bit of a bummer. I've never been this disappointed with a PlayStation platform ever. And I had the PSP Go. Like, I had it all. This system just, I don't know. And Sony did like it was so up their own ass. They did like a fireside chat where I don't know who was asking the questions.
Is there actual fire?
There was not.
Why do they call that fireside
Because
chat?
it's like what the president used to do, his address.
Oh, next to the fireplace?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they
you ever go to Krispy Kreme?
They had somebody asking questions. I don't know if it was a Sony guy, but it's like 4 Sony people sitting together and this guy asking questions. And one of the questions, it was questions from investors, basically. So basically, almighty Sony isn't willing to answer investor questions directly like Nintendo does at these events. They took investor questions, prepared their answers ahead of time, sat down 4 Sony people in a room and recorded it, and then answered that way. So the one guy was like, investors are saying that they're worried that the Switch 2 is going to be, I don't remember what he said exactly, but basically it was like investors are worried Switch 2 is going to be a problem for Sony because it's a more powerful platform, and Nintendo has greatly improved their relationships with third parties. Is Sony worried? And Sony's answer was basically like, they answered like another question, basically. It was like they didn't really hear the question, and they were like, we think what Nintendo does in the industry is really good for the industry, and we're proud to see like what they achieve. And we're very hopeful that their players will graduate to a more mature system down the road. And like that was their answer. And I'm like, you pieces of crap. Like, come on. It's like so blatantly ignoring what's happening and putting your fingers in your ears and being like, we're fine, we're fine. And then they were like, what do you do? I think there was a question basically about like, what do you do? Like Nintendo has fostered a young audience that is very familiar with their IP, blah, 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 blah. And Sony was like, well, we have a wide range of things that resonate with younger audiences. I'm really paraphrasing here, but they were like, we have Astrobot. You got it. Completely agree on that one. I don't agree that kids are like being like, get a PS5 or Astrobot. But yes, if a platformer and that kind of platformer, wide age range. But then they're like, and we have Horizon. And I was like, Horizon for the younger audience. I was like, maybe Lego Horizon, which just came out, but I don't think
also on
the younger
Switch,
audience
right?
is like, yes. Because somebody was like, we got to put this on the Switch. And then I don't know. He said something else that made no sense. And then the guy was like, and then we have other things like anime. Anime is very popular right now with the younger audience. I was like, what does this mean? What does this statement mean? You have anime? Sure, like Sony produces anime, but like we're talking about the PlayStation here. What are you talking about? So it was just like head in the sand responses. And I was like, what are these people doing? I don't understand. So I don't want to say they've given up on PS5, but like, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this system. And it seems like they put out the PS5 Pro, and what's the point, really? Like, what's the point of that system? It's just like, oh, we've done mid-gen refreshes for the last so many years. We got to do that again with the PS5, and there's no real reason for it other than we get to put out a new system. It's $700, and people will buy it, and that is what happened. But I just don't understand it. It seems like Sony is at the point. There's got to be people inside Sony right now that are ringing alarm bells being like, Nintendo's doing really well and the graphics aren't so different anymore. Like, this is only going to get worse as time goes on. What are we going to do? And other people at Sony are like, la, 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 ignoring everything. So I don't know. And then Microsoft is doing the same thing. Microsoft this week was talking about like their partnership for the next Xbox, and I'm like, what? Nobody's buying this Xbox.
Yeah, right.
Why? I don't understand how Microsoft is like. They're in a situation where the current Xbox is selling very poorly, worse than the Xbox One X and S, which did much worse than the Xbox 360. And now Microsoft has decided in all of their wisdom that their next move is to do another system. I'm like, you haven't figured out why your systems aren't selling. What's your plan for the next one? Like maybe they got some plan they haven't let us know yet. But at this point, to be like, we're working on the next Xbox and here's our new partnership.
Probably-
I'm like, what are you doing?
Probably gonna remaster all the remaster things.
I'm like, what's the like? If you're going to talk about your next system already, you need to do something to explain what your approach is that you feel is going to warrant a new system, because you've had 2 systems in a row that have not done well, and more better graphics isn't going to be the solution. Like,
But anime.
that's Sony.
I feel like these 2 companies, as far as their video game division, they're only in business because they've got other divisions that are successful.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's ridiculous. And they're, guess what's happening again? They're trying to copy Nintendo again. They're all coming out with these handheld systems and saying, "Oh yeah, like it's not supposed to be like the Switch, but you can play." It's like, what? You guys are late to the party again. You don't understand, the business at all. And thank God Nintendo is marching to the beat of their own drummer like they always have.
Somebody on Patreon said, like, it seems very clear that Sony and Microsoft's higher ups when it comes to their game stuff are the like business people, the people that don't understand video games or don't really have any knowledge of video games, and they're dictating where
They're
things
being
go.
run by business. Yeah.
Yeah, where Nintendo may have their business people, but the business people are not telling Nintendo's developers what to do. Nintendo's president has said Nintendo's developers make the games, and it's the other people's job to find ways to market that. It should not be the other way around, where the marketing team is like, we need this game to do this, and then Nintendo's teams make that. Like, that's not how it should work, because that doesn't make any sense.
I mean, not all of Nintendo executives came from the developer side. Not all of them, probably, right?
Some, but not all.
But I feel like a good portion of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sony has that same kind of hierarchy or whatever, or ladder to climb, where people kind of rise in the ranks from working on the stuff to being an executive, kind of running and making those decisions. But it's the same thing that's happening with television and movies.
Yeah.
There's people who are controlling the money and making the decisions, and they're paying themselves out big bucks, and then when everything fails, they just blame everybody below them, and like they're just making huge cutbacks and stuff. So they're run by business people, not like actual consumers. They don't know creative or consumers in themselves. Like they don't know.
Yes.
They don't know what people want.
Yeah.
They just know what like a computer program says people want. And
I think it's important to have those people in there. Yeah, you need people who understand a consumer and then are themselves the consumer. Like, Doug Bowser, for as much as we give him crap for his personality, he's always played video games and is familiar with Nintendo stuff, just like Reggie was too.
He changed his last name to Bowser.
People in the chat are talking about live service games. Yeah, Sony and Microsoft certainly view live service games as a gold mine right now. But live service games are a double-edged sword, because for every fortnight, there's 3 others that are dead a month after they come out. So it's I don't know. I don't know, but I don't. This isn't me poo-pooing Sony or Microsoft because I want them to fail. I don't. I want the complete opposite. I will buy game systems no matter what, and I want them to be successful because it means more games, and everybody, a rising tide lifts all ships. I want everybody to do well, and I've never had these complaints about. I've always felt Sony is very full of themselves, and I don't like their personality, the company's personality or voice. But I've never had complaints about Sony's output on their systems when it comes to first-party efforts. PS4 was fantastic with first-party stuff. I was never like hurting for something or like being like, when's the next big thing? Or there was always stuff to play there, and I didn't have any problems. I was very happy with that system. But PS5, I feel like I've been waiting since launch, and there was COVID and all that, and shipping issues and that kind of stuff, and I gave them the grace period. But we're way after that now. And still we're here. So I don't understand.
They're putting all of they're run by business people. Like it's run by people who look at the numbers and say, oh, this game sold really well 5 years ago. let's put all of our effort and money into remastering this game because people love it and they're gonna buy it again. Like that, right?
I mean, that works.
That's what it's just.
See,
I
that's the
don't know.
thing. Sony, I am confused by, and I don't understand what their path forward is and why they're like, well, PS6 focus, because PS5 is selling well. It's trending below PS4 now, but it's selling well. Microsoft, I understand even less because it's like you guys have been stumbling since the 360. I don't know what. I'm not saying they should get out of the hardware race, whatever. If they want to be in it, that's fine. But like, then we need to see what you're going to do to try and switch things up because what you've been doing isn't working. So I don't know.
Yeah, man, I'm
very confused.
I say this every time we talk about this, and I really think I'm going to stick to my guns. I think I'm just going to wait. And I've got a PS5, and when the 6 comes out, or what, I'll still be. I guarantee you, I'll be able to play every single game that's on the PlayStation 6 on my PlayStation.
If not
5.
every, it'll be close to it, and
like,
for a decent amount of time.
Yeah, so there's like no reason to keep doing it.
Like, look at Switch 2 already, and I know
Wait,
this is
there's a
going to
new
sound
Switch?
Nintendo fanboy, but this is just factual. With Switch 2 already, you have Mario Kart World, which is an exclusive and a huge one. You have Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Whatever. If you don't want to play that, that's fine. That's still an exclusive. Then on July 17th, you have Donkey Kong Bonanza, another huge exclusive. And that's 2 months after the system is out. We've already got those 3 exclusive games from the first party publisher. Like, and that cadence is going to continue because between expansions for Mario Party that you can only get on Switch 2 or Switch 2 versions of games that are also coming to Switch 1, like Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and then other things that are just exclusive to Switch 2. There's a lot there in the first 6 months of the system. And I feel like by the end of 2025, I'll be able to look at the Switch 2 output and be like, yeah, look at all these exclusive things that are already out. We know Splatoon Raiders is coming. We don't have a release date for that yet, but that's another Switch 2 exclusive that we already know about. I don't know.
We'll talk about it, I guess, when we get to the news because it's something that I wanted to ask. But
okay,
yeah, I don't know. Sorry,
your train of thought just came out and
I
derailed.
don't know. I should just shut my mouth.
Okay.
Rather than think out loud.
So I talked about that stuff. I also talked about comments on the internet about video games that I've never seen, and it's a worrying new trend. Because I went through different games and accounts to see if people were commenting this, and it's not a joke, and it's true. This is crazy. So I found out about this because there's a game called Peak that just came out. Peak. P-E-A-K. It's made by the studio that made Another Crab's Treasure and another company. I don't remember who. It's a collaborative game. It's about climbing. It's on PC. It looks great. Looks like a lot of fun. And I was like, boy, this
game looks peak.
That's right. I was like, this game looks awesome. Let me jump into the comments and see what people are saying. So I went to comments and people are talking about how it looks great and how they're interested. But then there was another really large group of people who were saying, like, this game's dead. Game just came out and it's already dead. This game's got no future. And I was like, what am I missing here? The game just came out. I'm like, what's going on? Is this like them joking around or whatever?
Joking around, more like.
I dug deeper. They were talking about.
It's Doug Bowser. Sorry.
It was Doug Bowser, yeah.
Doug
He stopped.
Never mind. Oh, God.
That was his name before he changed it to Bowser.
Doug Deeper. Deeper.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
So dumb.
Let me get that sound again. There we go. So the comments were talking about
really
how
good.
the game was dead because the developers don't have any plans for DLC or post-launch content in general. So we've gone from the idea of a game being content complete at launch being a good thing to it being a bad thing.
Oh,
now you
no.
can't just put a game out. You have to put out a game and have an outline for what's happening in the next 2 years, what new content is coming.
Forgive me if you've already said this. Is it like a free to play
No.
game or something?
No, it's
where
a paid
like
experience.
downloadable like extra content is
No.
is
There-
driving force?
There is no DLC or extra content. This is a game that you buy and it's done. You know, like all games used to be. And people in the comments are mad about it because they're like, "Why would I buy this when you're not going to do any more content?" And I'm like, "You haven't even played the content that's in the game yet. More than likely, you're not even going to play this game no matter what."
But the developers have come forward and said they're like, "We won't be doing any DLC. This is."
I don't know how much they've said that, but like this developer does that with their games. They release a game and then they move on to a new game. Like they'll fix bugs and stuff, but they don't work on new content. They put everything in that they want. They don't worry. They don't have publisher deals to worry about. And then when they're done, they're like, okay, let's make something new. And this is apparently for some people a bad thing because there's no plans for DLC, no post-launch roadmap, and no calendar of events. And I'm like, what's going on?
You're never gonna make anyone happy. I think
now we've been involved with video games for so long
spoiled.
that's the norm now. It's